Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I've got a Dyson UP30. This is a ball upright, the model number UP30. And this particular machine has a failed or bad changeover hose. So I'm going to walk you through how to change that out. So follow along and I will show you how to do it. Real quick, I want to explain some of the symptoms that you would be having if your changeover hose is broken. So if you do not have suction here at your hose at the end of the attachments, or if the vacuum's not picking up very well, down at the nozzle, it could be both as well. Then you want to check your changeover hose to see if there's a problem here. So you could have a clog. It may not be the changeover hose, but you definitely want to check it. So when the ball shell is on, I do recommend when you check it, I recommend taking off the ball shell where the filter is and then removing the filter, and you're going to be able to see this a lot easier. And when you remove the filter, you can see immediately on this one that it's just become completely disconnected. So a lot of times this material is split. So so you want to look for that as well. This one is just completely come apart from the end. It looks like it's separated like right here. So if that's your problem, then you will need to order yourself a new changeover hose, and then you'll need some basic tools. All right, so some of the basic tools you're going to need are really just the torque screwdrivers, the T10 and the T8. I'm using a needle nose pliers for an extra step. If you want to follow the extra step, it's not necessary, and then maybe a flat screwdriver or two. Now, go ahead first and just remove your dirt cup assembly. That'll just get it out of the way. Also, you can take the nozzle assembly off. Down below, there is a little red latch right here, and you can just pull it forward, and then this nozzle, if you wiggle it a little bit, that nozzle will come off. And then while you've got it on the side, you want to go ahead and remove the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my screwdriver, I'm going to remove this little filter cover piece, or it's a filter adapter, I guess is what it's called. All right, so then we just move this out of the way, just lift it up, and then you can see, you can get into this area a little bit easier that way. So then you're going to get your T8 screwdriver, and you're going to remove this little strut spring assembly. We're going to take that small screw out and just lift it up, and then you can just pivot it out of the way. Then if you can move this, you can just manually do that. And there's going to be one more screw that you'll see here, one more small screw you're going to take up. All right. So now we're going to flip this over, and usually for the sake of recording, I'm going to take this off, but you can do it without removing this ball shell, okay? So, but I'll go ahead and show you how to do that just in case you want to do these extra steps, but you don't need to. But I'm going to do it for the sake of the recording because it's just a little bit easier to see with this thing out of the way. There's a couple notches here that you can get some needle nose pliers in, and then sometimes a flat screwdriver can finish it off just like that. Okay. All right, so what we have to remove is this tall screw right here, and all this is a screw that's holding this wire clip or wire, I don't know what it is. It's just holding the wire. Once we do that, we can kind of push this wire out of the way, and that shows us the screw that's under there, and that screw is attaching to the little the frame, the other frame that's going to come off before we take that COV hose off. So you see that little screw down there? That's going to be the T8. So we're going to remove that. And the wire, what the wire does, it kind of holds it in place. It just keeps it there. And so it's actually okay if it just stays in there. And so I can just pull this straight out. Let me show you on this side. So what I just did was I just lifted this piece. Once I unscrewed, I just lifted this piece out of the way. So that screw was going into this little axle right here. All right, so now that we've got that out of the way, we can go ahead and remove the COV hose. And so yeah, this just completely broke. That glue joint failed. And it's all bent right there. So we're just gonna replace it. So what we need to do is we need to open up this little port here, and then we're going to use a small flat screwdriver, and I'm going to push in and just kind of pry that piece out of the way, just like that. All right, so you want to get that out, including this little section right there. So we're going to take that out, and then now we're going to put the new one in. Now, as we're installing the new one, we need to pay attention to this piece right here. So that needs to be in the up position. And then when you're installing this new COV hose, you can see that on either side here, you have a longer side and a shorter side. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to install it so that the shorter side is going over this little axle here, okay? So I'm going to feed it in, and then with my finger, I'm going to kind of guide it up. My thumb and finger, I'm just going to try to guide it up and pull it. I'm just kind of grabbing the inside of the hose, and I'm trying to pull it up into place, into that little section. Sometimes they pop in easy, and then as I get it up in there, I'm going to slide this over that little pin, just like that. But you want to just check in here to make sure that this piece here is pulled up all the way. So just check around to make sure there's no major gaps. And this one's good. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put this piece back in place. And so we're just going to install it here through these two holes. And then as we screw this together, that hose will settle down in place there. And what's probably happening is that screw, so that screw set in place, but it's a little off. So now I want to just make sure this screw is going to be right down into the center so that it's going to be able to thread in. Okay, so I just need to kind of push it a little bit, and now I can start threading in that screw on the other side that's underneath that cord. So just tighten that screw back down. Okay, now you can see it's setting in place nicely now. And then the next thing, then what we can do is we can flip this over, just flip it like that, and then we can put that small screw in here. And then we'll just flip it back and we'll install that strut, just like that. And put the screw in. And then now I'm going to flip it back over, and I'm going to reinstall this longer screw. Easy way to do it is you use your screwdriver to guide it in place. I'm just going to stick it basically into the screw hole and then push it down, and that gives me some good alignment. And then put this longer screw back in. There it goes. All right, now I'm going to put this ball shell back on here on this side. Just tighten it down. Okay, and then at this point, what you can do is you can just test the function. You can just pop these wheels back, make sure your COV hose switches down to the floor, and then lock the wheels back up, check to make sure it's going back up and sealing to the hose. So, and this looks good. So we're going to go ahead and put this filter cover back on, and then we're good to go. All right, it's a good time to check your HEPA filter. If it's dirty, go ahead and replace it. Push it back on, rotate it until it locks. Put your ball shell back on. One common thing to happen when the COV hoses are broken is this nozzle will tend to get clogged up. So just make sure in here that it's not clogged, or in this hose section here that it's not clogged. So, because if the changeover hose is broken, then your suction is severely reduced, and that can cause clogs in the intake area. All right, so I hope this was a helpful video. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and if it was valuable to you and you would like to say thanks in the form of a tip, then you can use the super thanks button at the bottom. Also, I will put in my Venmo in the description if you want to shoot me a tip that way. So thank you, and I hope you have a great day.